Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dallas Daily Show. So glad to have you here, coming at you from the Neighborhood Loan Studio in St. Louis, Missouri. Today's episode is Those Who Can't Do, Teach. All right, let's get into the conversation. That's a phrase. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, but I remember hearing that phrase one of the first times I was in college, and someone said that about one of my professors. Well, you know, those who can't do, they teach. Now, they were talking about acting, and it was like they couldn't make it as a professional actor, so they became an acting teacher. But that's a phrase that I've heard over and over and over again. Those who can't do, teach. And it's kind of said, you know, a little tongue-in-cheek, a little sarcastically, of like, look, you couldn't cut it in the real world, so you might as well teach it to other people. And I've thought about that a little bit because for me personally, I think teaching something is the greatest way to learning mastery of something. And as long as it's coupled with doing. And so while it's sardonically said as this idea of those who can't do teach, those who can't perform, those who can't cut it, they'll just end up teaching you. I actually think that resonates really big with another part of our society, which is there is a huge emphasis on gaining information and gaining knowledge. We're in this data era, right? We're in this information age. Some people are saying we're past the information age now and we're in the AI age, but sure. We're still largely, all the information you could possibly ever want is available to you. All you have to do is give it the old Goog, right? Toss it into a search engine, and you can have any amount of information you want available at your fingertips, like in 0.000168457 seconds. That's what is available to us. And now with some of the AI technologies that are coming out, yes, now you have someone helping you think and co-create and do some of the thinking for you. We live in the information age, and knowledge is actually cheap. That's an intriguing thing. And I have a lot of friends, and this is not a slam on any of them, but I have a lot of friends who they will listen to a podcast at 1.2 or 1.5 speed, or they'll listen to an audiobook at 1.5. And I'm going, wow, how do you do that? And they're like, well, I read 4 books this week. First of all, you didn't read 4 books. You listened to 4 audiobooks. Vastly different. Quit telling me you read them if you're listening while you drive. Vastly different. I want pages. I want pages in paper. I want to smell the book. So don't tell me you read it if you listen to it. That's a joke. That's a quick aside. But I know people that consume it and consume it and consume it because they think consuming it is going to give them the implementation of it. And the more they consume, and we have a consumer culture, right? So it's more and more and more, binge watch the TV, do the thing. The more you consume information, somehow you think you're an expert in that information. And that's actually not true. See, we say those who can't do teach, but then what ends up happening is people who've never done, they begin to just consume knowledge, and all they're doing is regurgitating the information that they've received. Well, you know what so-and-so said in their book, or I read this great book, or hey, I'm reading 3 books right now. And they throw at you stuff they've never implemented in their own life. And now maybe that's you. But I'm going to give you a tip here on a way that I think you and I could have a little bit of a shift in how we approach information, especially information that should bring revelation, and revelation that should ultimately bring transformation in our lives. So the idea is you can be one of 2 types of person. You can be a quantity consumer, or you can be a quality consumer. See, a lot of people read for the quantity of the information, and they'll tell me they read 50 books this year. Listened. They read 50 books this year. They read 100 books this year. Oh my gosh, Dallas, I'm on my 5th one this week. Okay. But is it making a lasting change? Because they're still in old belief behavior cycles. They still haven't taken in the information and caused any sort of actionable information, actionable revelation and implementation and integration of that. So they keep consuming more as though we think more information is going to make us a better person. I would like to have you consider that more information is not the answer. More implementation is. More revelation is. More integration is the answer to those things. So you can be a quantity consumer of information, or you can be a quality consumer of information. And I think that's probably the better route. Just throwing that out there, because one is all head knowledge and you profess your head knowledge. The other, actually, we bring it into heart knowledge and heart application so that we make a different choice in our world. See, learning about micro habits is one thing. Actually doing micro habits is another thing. Learning about sales is one thing. Actually getting better at sales is another thing. Learning about leadership, another book on leadership, another book on leadership, that's one thing. Actually making the choices to become a better leader is something totally different. So you kind of have an either or here in front of you. And I don't think you can do both. I'm reading a book right now, and I'm just going to tell you all, I've been reading it every day for 3 years. I'm on my 15th reading right now. I'm about to finish my 15th time through the book because I haven't learned everything in the book yet. And people are like, oh my God, you've read it 15 times? Yes. But I'm beginning to see that it's actually adjusting the way that I act, the way that I do things. And now I can actually teach it because I've been doing it. See, a lot of us, we can't do, so we teach what we've consumed, all the quantity that we've consumed, but we can't actually teach from a place of, no, this is actually the revelation that I've owned and I've lived. And that's what I want you to do. So think about your life in terms of, am I gaining too much head knowledge and not enough heart knowledge? Am I gaining too much information, not enough revelation? Am I gaining too much just all of the books and not the actual action that they would have you do? And where might be one book that you could choose and you go, I actually need to reread that because I didn't quite implement it in my life. What would that one book be? Just think about that. And I'm going to challenge you, maybe pull that book back out and reread it and see if you can actually implement some of it as well. All right, my friends, that's it. That's all I got for you today. If you're enjoying what you're getting as far as value from this show, I'd encourage you to subscribe to it. I encourage you to give us a review. Now, I'm going to ask you for a 5-star review. 5 stars. If you want to give me a 4-star review, please don't review me. If you want to give me a 1-star review, shut this off right now and don't even pay attention. I'm looking for 5-star reviews. But if you're really gaining value from this show, please, please, please share it with others, because let's get the word out and let's start transforming more lives. That's it, folks. You can go to DallasDailyShow.com for all the resources. So glad to have you here. But until I talk to you again, have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to DallasDailyShow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.